Get cozy everybody, because today we'll be playing a game called Kubitori Sarasa. Let's go. This game contains scenes of violence and grotesque depictions of course it will. It's a charm game. I expect nothing less. Work of fiction and in relation to real persons, organizations, or events is purely coincidental. It's just something that was something IRL happening in the game. It's just a coincidence, bro. The piercingly cold snow continued to fall. If you're wondering why the text is blue, it's because I played it previously, but then I had to stop because the rain was raining fucking hard, and I was like, oh, fuck me. Can't do this shit. I can't record with the absolutely disgusting heavy rain outside. During the season, the wrath of Mother Nature shows no signs of slowing down or stopping. This is a remote mountainous area. A man's shadow is seen walking along the road, which is covered with snow up to his knees. All the cars on the road had stopped moving. So wait, if all the cars on the road stopped moving, doesn't that mean that you weren't alone on the road and that there were others on the road as well? So you guys couldn't communicate or something? The phones were disconnected and no help was coming. He was at a loss, deep in the mountains, unable to pick up a single signal. He has no choice but to evacuate, but on the way he was separated from his beloved wife. So did you go solo out of the car and you just left your wife inside the car, or did you both get out of the car and somehow separated? How do you get separated from someone you just have on the side? Someone on your side. Poor man who was separated from his love by Mother Nature. Where he's headed and whether he'll even make it back alive, no one can say. ... Where are you? Where are you? The man seemed to have tears in his eyes as he mumbled something. In the midst of a great snowstorm, he searched for his loved one with bloodshot eyes. Why? How do you get separated by someone who you walk beside with? He was sweating even in these sub-zero conditions as he was in a great hurry. Wandering alone in the middle of a blizzard, anyone could see that only a cruel fate awaited him. The heavy snowstorm obscures his vision. It was getting fiercer and fiercer, and he could hardly stand on his own 2 feet. Even so, as if searching for something to hold on to, he struggled his way through the pure white world. It was then that his strength reached its limit. Suddenly, he saw an orange light swaying in the distance. Well, talk about great timing. What is that? The man strained his eyes, but he couldn't make it out clearly. In this bad weather, there was no way for him to see what it was. He took one step, then another carefully, and finally, it became clear. How clear! I could see it fully detailed, even though it's just a shadowy figure. A person. A person was there. A person holding a lantern in their hand, from which an orange glow emanated. Wow, I didn't know that a lantern could do that, even. Yeah, sure. It wasn't his wife, but the mere fact that another living being existed in this hellscape was reassuring. More than anything, just knowing that there was another human being around made him feel less tense. He put his hand to his chest in relief and walked quickly over to the figure. Wow, she's hot. She looks like Kaguya from Kaguya-sama Lover's War. Great anime, unbelievable animation. Great comedy as well. Hail, traveler. Hail to you too. I mean, hail as in hailstorm? Fuck. At a distance, where the figure's face was clearly visible, they called out to the man even though there's only one person. Standing there was a young woman. What's the matter? What are you doing here, in a place like this? Her features were beautifully formed, and her voice had a lovely tone, like a ringing bell. A ringing bell's a lovely tone? Okay. Her luscious black hair was swept by the wind, as she stared weirdly at the man. I've gotten lost. I'm looking for my missing wife. I see, so you lost your way. Yeah. Even though I didn't say that, but sure. Her brow furrowed in thought for a moment, and then she smiled at him as if she had made up her mind. This is certainly no place to be standing around. Yeah, no shit. My home is just around here. Why not stop by? We both would freeze to death if we kept on talking here. As soon as she said that, she turned around and started to walk away. In spite of the poor visibility, the woman walked as if she knew the way. Under these circumstances, her confidence was an uplifting sight to behold. The man, nearing the limit of his physical and mental strength, decided to do as she suggested. Cool. We obeyed someone. Hooray. She might save her life or something. Hey, look, a furnace. The fire in the hearth or hearth, I don't know how it's pronounced, burned with a crackling sound, and there are violin playing all over the place. The gently flickering flames quickly warmed even his freezing body. This hut was very warm, a little old but sturdy and well built. It wasn't spacious, but it was more than enough for one person. I see, that must have been quite difficult for you. She was brewing tea as she listened to the man's story. Green liquid is poured from a teapot, spitting out steam as it splashes into the cup. As the man watched, he was struck by the memories of his own childhood. Here, drink up. The man took it and wrapped his hands around the teacup to warm them. Normally, he would flinch from touching such a hot object, but right now, it felt about right. You must be cold, aren't you? Yeah, a warm drink is the best medicine for a cold body, also a hot bath. His cold body and mind are gradually regaining its warmth. Wait, what's with the epic music? It's like discovering a whole new world. So this is what the center of the world looks like. There are dinosaurs? What the fuck? There are aliens as well? And you talk to one of them aliens. What? You're just here to observe if humanity is actually worth it? Oh my god, what a twist! Okay, where was I? We're getting swarmed. If he had stayed outside as it was, the man would go unscathed. He was lucky to have met this woman by chance. Yeah, what the fuck, so lucky. By this point, it's no exaggeration to say that she is the man's savior. However, this is not the time to sit around leisurely. Suddenly remembering his original objective, the man felt anxious. While he sits around like this, his wife might be wandering outside in the cold snow. Yeah, poor wife. How the fuck did we get separated though? The man can't sit around doing nothing as he suddenly stood up. Where are you planning to go? Calm down. You're not planning to walk along those snowed-over roads in this state, are you? I understand that you're impatient, but at least get some rest before you go. Although he's perplexed by her words, the man sat back and calmed down. He picked up the tea as he calms his mind as he lets out a tired breath. The man closed his eyes as he smelled the tea's fragrance. From that tea, he could smell something similar his grandmother used to put into the tea from when he was young. Plot twist, that's actually her grandma. Oh, such a ridiculous thing in such a serious time when my wife is missing. This hut's warmth is able to make me forget all of my pain. You may call me Sarasa. Again with this epic music. For as long as I can remember, I've been living here alone. Oh my god, I feel so epic even though I live here alone. It appears her name is Sarasa. Yeah, she just said that. Unbelievable. Thanks, guy. He's the next Einstein. I'm gonna be sure of it. He's gonna win Nobel Prizes and shit. Why is such a frail young woman living all alone, all the way in such a remote area? Right, it's very unusual for a person to live so deep within the mountains. I wonder, how does she manage such things like food? Where does she store it? Probably outside, because outside is basically a refrigerator anyway. As a lot of questions kept popping up, the man decided to ask her, "Why are you alone?" Let's see, where should I begin? The woman is staring into the air, thinking as if about something as she begins to talk. Both my father and my mother had passed away a long time ago. Originally, my family used to live in a village nearby, but she reaches that part, the woman paused for a while. I guess it's safe to say that we got kicked out of the village. It can't be helped. I wonder if this is the best choice for both the village and us. Sarasa is looking at the distance, as if recalling something sorrowful. Being chased out. Hearing those words, the man could only imagine a sorrowful scene. Sorrowful this, sorrowful that. What more sorrowful? I should stop asking questions prying to her personal circumstances any further. Dear traveler, it's about time. After you're done resting, are you planning to go out again? That's my plan. I've got to find my wife. This is the story of how I try to find my wife while, I don't know, trying to beat the heavy snowstorm outside. You'd better call it off for today. The blizzard's still raging outside. Are you planning to die? No, my determination and will to find my wife is gonna keep me going, even though I was on the verge of death just a while ago. Something dangerous called Kubitori lurks around these parts. Going out this late at night is very dangerous. Don't say such bad things. If you want to leave, better to do it tomorrow morning. If you don't mind it here, you could stay for the night. Something dangerous? Kubitori. There is a folklore about a monster attached to this land. It is said to go cut the necks of any travelers who wander around the mountain. Well, if you insist on going, then I'm not going to stop you. You may do whatever you wish. However, if the Kubitori comes and slits your neck, know that I've already warned you. Then just for tonight, I'll be in your care until morning. You've made the right judgment, dear traveler. Please don't worry and get a good rest. Well, you don't need to worry. Nearby, there is a village. I'm sure your wife is doing well somewhere around there. Yeah, sure she is. Hearing the man's reply, Sarasa felt relieved and smiled. Without saying anything, she prepared a warm meal and bed for him. Despite the situation somewhere inside the man's heart, he feels both assured but also guilty. Yeah, we're having the time of our life and our wife is fighting for her life. Okay, next. Now what? It's like I'm gonna fight an epic boss or something. As night comes, the raging snowstorm is not showing any sign of calming down. Instead of settling down, it feels as if it keeps on getting stronger instead. I wonder if my dear wife is safe somewhere out there. Sarasa, she mentioned there is a village nearby. I hope she is truly able to reach there safely. She didn't. Honestly, I want to go and look for her right away. However, if I venture out there carelessly, I might lose my own life. Is praying really the only thing I can do for now? Now then, what to do? Slip into bed. It's what you told me to do. There's a blizzard outside. If I insist on going out, I may endanger my own life. I know better than anyone else that I shouldn't underestimate Mother Nature. No matter how long I ponder about it, no answers come to my head. Let's just call it a day. When tomorrow comes, I'm sure the answer will come on its own. Wrapped in the warmth of the room, the man tugged himself in the futon and drifted asleep. Nice. You don't give a shit. Sleep it off. The sound of birds chirping fills the silence. Yes, the long grueling night has passed. Morning has finally came. The storm appears to have passed. The sun is shining, unraveling the clear blue sky. Oh, she's here. I thought she was gonna be a ghost or something. Like, oh my god, I was all alone this entire time. Are you leaving already? As the man is preparing to set forth, the voice of a woman can be heard. There's no need for you to be in such a hurry, is there? You should take your time and then go. Although he is tempted after hearing such sweet words, he tightened and puffed his chest to show his determination. If so, then please be careful on your journey. The woman lets out a lonely smile as she sees him off. Then after a while, as if having remembered something, she faced the man. A moment please, O traveler. What is it? As I'm listening to your story, I can only think of inexplicable things. Hearing her words, the atmosphere started to feel as if the very air was freezing over. You said you got separated with your wife on the way here. Yeah, but are you truly telling the truth? As she said this, an unsettling silence filled the hut. The man stood there in silence and refused to answer the question. What does she know? A car is driving along the mountain road. Pushing through the snow, it keeps going deeper and deeper into the mountains. Driving the car is a single young man, with no one in the passenger seat. What? The man appears to be impatient about something, as he wipes the sweat off his forehead. Eventually, the car stopped in front of a cliff, as the door opens up. The man takes out a huge bag out of the trunk, and threw it at the bottom of the cliff. Wait, is that his wife? Holy shit. So why do you want to look for your own wife even though you already killed him, I think? The bag that's big enough to hold a person is rolling and makes its way down the cliff. What are you actually looking for? I don't know, man. What are we looking for? How do you know this? It appears that you aren't really looking for anything, are you? Although her attitude was very cold, the tone of her voice was gentler than yesterday, as if prying to something hidden deep inside the man, luring it to come out. You were alone in the very first place, with no wife to call your own. Even though I think I had a wife. There's nothing for you to lose, that's why you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about having a wife anymore. It's better if she never existed. That way is more convenient for both you and me, don't you think? What are you talking about? She stares into the man's eyes as she whispered sweet words in his ear. What? That's right. No, I don't think this is right. You should forget about any other woman. Just stay here with me forever. So you're okay with me killing someone and you're like, okay, cool, that turns me on. Nice. Exactly my type. The one that can kill me in my sleep. What? Okay. Great. Stay here with me forever. Yeah. He wondered when did he start to forget. His wife was the woman right here all along. What? You're delusional, dude. As he convinces himself, he starts to gently close his eyes. Now, my dear, let me make you comfortable. How? Whomever you are, I will accept it all, and bear the burden along with you. Really? What? We just met like yesterday. Why the fuck would you accept me and shit? The past or the present, it makes no difference now. Sarasa smiled as the man's neck rolled down the floor with a thud. Oh, so you just tricked me. Right. We were given some kind of, I don't know, salvation? Okay, I guess. Bad and false sense of security. Oh my god, she tricked us. She fucking tricked us, bros. Oh well, so that's something. Okay, I guess that's, I don't know. Pretty good little horror story, I guess. Let's see. Why don't we go and look for my wife, assault Sarasa? Why don't we choose assault? I mean, don't do this in real life, fellas. Do not attempt anything that happens in the game. Right now, in this place, there is only a man and a woman who are strangers. Under one roof, it's not surprising if something should happen. Succumbing to curiosity, the man decided to sneak a peek at the woman during the night. It's like this guy never played You, Me, and Empty Words. Things are not going to end well. As the man snuck into her room, he pulled back the covers. Whoa, nice tits. Oh, it's you. Yeah, shit. Aren't you a bit late? I'm tired of waiting. Without realizing, he let out a grin and laughed at her unexpected reaction. He thought that she would refuse outright and become furious at him. He breathes wildly as he gets excited. It would appear that the feeling of ecstasy spreads all the way down to his lower body. aka he got a boner. You're such a lively man. Will you entertain me tonight? Fuck yeah. I've been waiting for this for a long time. A young man just like you. Go ahead and gloat. That cold and calm look of yours, I can't wait to shred it into pieces. He licks his lips as he thought about all these terrible things. You can see a white snowy valley from the loose part of her kimono. White snowy valley? The man reaches out his hand into the mounds on her chest. Mounds. What? When suddenly the world started to shake violently and rotate. Due to that shaking, the man fell and hit his shin on the hard floor. He panicked and tried to look around him. However, his body won't listen to what he says, as if his consciousness was placed somewhere else. What's wrong, dear traveler? It seems that you haven't yet comprehended what has actually happened. She puts her hand on her cheek as she lifts up the man's face. Whoa, fuck, nice. We deserve this. Laying on her chest, the man can see a decapitated body. The body of a man lying on the floor. With nothing above the neck, a gush of red liquid is flowing from the open cut. Yeah, the man's neck had been taken by the Kubitori. Is this the punishment for his foolishness of trying to devour a woman? A deep sigh of agony fills the entire bedroom. Whether it's from regret or is it from pain, nobody but him knows. Can only resent his very own shallowness. As he screams out in an indescribable cry for eternity. Eternity, sure. Bad end. The sinner of lust. No horny for you. Okay then. Is there going to be a secret ending if I get all the endings? Let's see. Continue. Go out and look for my wife. This is not the time to sit around in a place like this. I need to hurry up and look for my wife. To receive such a warm reception alone by myself is just... At this very moment, somewhere out there, she must be trembling in the cold. The man hurriedly puts on his clothes in the blink of an eye. I blink. He sneaks out of the hut quietly to not wake Sarasa up. Okay, cool. The front of the hut was already dyed in white and barely visible. The never-ending blizzards halted the man and blocked his way. The snow is piled up to knee level, and the visibility is just the worst. He keeps on walking as he fought to try and not get caught by the snow, knowing that in the path ahead his loving wife awaits him. So where's the nearby village? I walk and walk, yet I still cannot see anything in the horizon. Yes, there wasn't a single sign or guidepost around here. Like this, my wife might already have died buried in the snow. Well, at least you don't have to think about funeral services. Right at the moment he was about to give up, he could see a shadow resembling a building in the distance. With the tiny amount of hope he has left, he continued to walk step by step. How could this be? It's sunny here, and the air is clear. It's like this very place is separated from the snowy mountains. He has finally arrived at a place that looks like a village, lined up with old buildings. Where is this place? Could it be this is the village Sarasa mentioned before? Still, why does it feel like there is not a single presence of a person? Feeling something is wrong, the man decided to enter and explore the village himself. Let's see the village. Inside the village it was very quiet, not even a single sound could be heard. Except someone singing. Who is that singing? It's as if the man himself is the only one left in the whole world. After not being used for so many years, dust has been taken over, covering everything inside the houses. Ghost village. Gradually, such words came into his mind. Perhaps this is a different village than the one Sarasa mentioned before. The man keeps walking as he's having these thoughts inside his mind. Looking down the path, he can see a trail of footprints that are not of his own. I wonder, whose footprints are these? Maybe it belongs to my wife. There shouldn't be anyone else this deep inside the mountain. Not entertaining the possibility of the footprints not being his wife's, he decides to follow the path. Following the small footprints, a trail that looks like something is being dragged can be seen. Uh-oh, were they carrying something huge as they dragged it? The mystery is only getting more when eventually, following the footprints, he goes deeper and deeper. When eventually he found a particular warehouse that emanated an otherworldly atmosphere. The mysterious footprints appear to continue inside the warehouse. Uh-oh. The man can feel that something is wrong. Even so, he still decided to open the warehouse door. The warehouse's door is exceptionally heavy. Even a man would need to use all of his strength to open it. The door is slowly opened as it lets out a creak. At the very moment, a stench of something rotten surged into the air. Something has been left here for a very long time. What? A ray of moonlight penetrates the looming darkness inside the warehouse? Why a moonlight? Alright, because it's still night when we went out, right? As a pile of human bodies missing their necks started falling down. Oh, lying beyond that, a sight that caught my eye was the mutilated body of my wife. Wait, what? Holy fucking shit. Everything from the neck up has been cut off. Her body is lying on the ground without a head attached. From the way it was carelessly scattered about, it's clear it was someone's doing. My wife was murdered. So it wasn't us, right? It probably wasn't us. As the man felt nauseous, he closed his mouth tightly right away, trying to hold it in, but to no avail. The white snow has now been sullied by his vomit. Ew. The shock of losing his wife, the sight that he shouldn't have seen, and the feelings of guilt assaulted his mind all at once. As he is panicking, he loses strength and reaches to the ground while wheezing. I don't know what has happened here. All I know is that my wife has been murdered by something. The fact that there are a huge amount of corpses left behind here. Moreover, all the corpses are all decapitated. This is obviously something abnormal. Yeah, no shit. It's not every day you see a bunch of bodies with their necks, with a bunch of bodies decapitated. There's no way for me to understand any more than this. I don't even know any further than this. No matter what I do, I can't calm down. It's dangerous to wander around these parts as the Kubitori might appear. To go outside this late at night is especially dangerous. Suddenly, Sarasa's words came to mind. The folklore about a certain monster that I heard from that hut. Don't tell me. Could such a ridiculous thing truly exist? Did you find her? A cold voice jumped in from behind of the man, all of a sudden. Oh my god, she's so cool looking. Dear traveler, how about I already warned you that the Kubitori would show up around these parts? Wait, why does your scythe look like that? Do you have two scythes or just one? This is the blade, right? I think. So this is the handle, so why does the blade look like it's Small to large? I don't get it, but okay. Standing in front of the ray of the moonlight, she spoke to the man with the same attitude as before. However, if there is a definitive difference from before, that would be, grasped in her two hands, was a huge sickle. Such a weird face you're making right now. Do you want to know how it turned out like this? Yeah. She brandishes her sickle towards him as she gave him a cold glare. Unfortunately, but it's better that you don't know. Why not? Please don't resent me, dear traveler. It's your fault for not heeding my warning. Even though I heeded your warning from before, I still got killed. So what the fuck do you want me to do? What is the route here where I get to live? The huge blade is swung vigorously as it cuts the wind. Ouchie. Holy shit, it can cut gas? Amazing blade you got there. Owie. So we got decapitated as well. Oh, plot twist. The Kubitori was actually Sarasa. No wonder it's called Kubitori Sarasa. God damn it, what a giveaway. You probably shouldn't title your game like that if it's so obvious. So this is more of a horror story. I guess it makes sense now. So in the first route, when we choose to slip into the bed and Sarasa accepting us and shit, it's because she somehow knows that we somehow killed our own wife in the first route and dumped her body off a cliff. Why? Don't know. In the second route, when we assault Sarasa, she's like, okay, I knew this was gonna happen, so let me distract you with my fucking awesome figure. And like, yeah, who wouldn't be distracted and shit? Killed, deserved it. This one is like, yay, we finally find a wife, but also other people. Holy shit. And okay. Okay, I guess it fulfills its goal of being a horror story more than anything. It's a very old tale. There existed a certain village deep inside the mountains, isolated from the rest of the world. The village is said to be cursed every passing night. A monster would appear and cut the neck of any human within its sight. Why? Don't know. No reason. This monster's name is Kubitori. Although there is nobody who has witnessed its appearance, any traveler who happens to meet it will have their neck cut. Fearful of the existence of this folklore, the villagers performed a ritual to calm the Kubitori. Once every year, they would sacrifice a young child as an offering in order to ward off the evil. Should a child be chosen as the offering, they would be locked inside a warehouse, where they would be decapitated by a huge sickle. It is said that the purer the child was, the more effective it would be. In exchange for the cruel ritual, the Kubitori has been appeased, and the village is slowly regaining its peace. The villagers believe that as long as they perform the ritual, the village would be able to continue existing in peace. Aw, she's so cute, look at that. Little Sarasa. Now be good and sit here obediently, no matter what happens and whomever may come. Never even try opening the door, do you understand? A young woman peeked through the small gap in the door and said this to the little girl. She seemed quite impatient, as if she was running out of time. Yeah, I understand. No matter what happens, and whomever may come, I won't open this door. With an innocent look on her face, the girl trusted her mother's words and did so without a question. Wait here, as you're told like a good girl. I'll definitely come back for you. Yeah, I will be a good girl and wait for mother and father to come back. You're such a good girl. It's a promise between us, okay? The young woman lets out a smile of relief. She closed the door tightly. The light from the hut is starting to disappear. Being left alone in the darkness, the little girl sits patiently as she waits for her parents to return. However, no matter how long she waited, none of them ever came back. How much time had passed? The girl's belly started to grumble. She hasn't eaten or drunk anything for days. Holy shit. She's reached her limit. The promise with dearest mother. Mother, please forgive me. Wait, she can open the door easily? What? Okay. So nobody ever checked it. Okay. No one ever in the village decided to look for that? Okay. The girl decided to open the door and walked outside. And then she finally understood. What happened to her parents on that day? My parents are never going to return. I, who was chosen as a sacrifice, is still alive, while both of my parents were executed. The fact is that both of my parents gave up their lives for me. The girl cursed herself. She can't help but curse herself. And the village that drove them to their deaths. From then on, a few years have passed. Was it around the time the girl had grown up to understand what's going on? On that fateful night, the village is destined to perish. Oh, so she took revenge and shit. Such is a devastating sight, something that words cannot describe. The monster from the folklore came and devastated the village. The villagers' brutally decapitated bodies were all carelessly stacked inside a warehouse. Within a single night, the peaceful village has turned into a ghost village. Such is an inevitable thing. The Kubitori dragged her big sickle, covered in a red liquid running down from its blade, muttered something as she surveyed the now silenced village. This was probably the best outcome there is. The villagers have been repaid for every drop of blood they shed for their offerings. The price might be too great for it to be redeemed within a single night. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The villagers made the Kubitori, they created the Kubitori of their own. Cool horror story. Great horror story. So yeah, this was Kubitori Sarasa. It's a great horror. It's a nice little horror story. But yeah, so I guess the main character is delusional or a bad guy because he killed his own wife in the first route. But in the last route, he discovered a warehouse full of bodies. Even his wife's body is also there. So he didn't kill his wife. So he's telling the truth all along. Okay. In the second route, he deserved it though. He deserved to fucking get decapitated for trying to assault Sarasa. But I think he had a good idea because she was actually the Kubitori. Why do you do this? Okay. Yeah. So this is Kubitori Sarasa. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.